Fighters, pressure, right? Pressure's not being hit. Everybody think pressure's like getting on, staying on. Pressure's the thought of being hit. And that's how they fall. The thought is I'm not hitting that hard, but they think I am.
Right. So
it's all psychological.
Are you, when you're walking to the ring, are you noticing anything, or are you so locked in?
I see everything moving. Every person, every girl. I see everything.
Dude, your walk-ins would last longer than the fights sometimes.
Do anyone have a napkin on my towels? Because I'm sweating like a pit with one hole up here.
You're sweating.
We will get you one.
You're sweating.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're sweating like Charles Barkley at a spelling bee.
Yeah, I'm going to be sweating pretty hard there, too.
Exactly. So, Mike, we all know you hit hard. Who was the first person that when they hit you was like, oh, okay, this guy hits pretty hard?
Amir Khan, who once faced Canelo Alvarez in the ring, weighed in on the buzz around a possible Canelo versus Terence Crawford fight. Khan praised Canelo for his experience and proven success, but he also highlighted Crawford's growing power as he moves up in weight. In Khan's view, this isn't a one-sided matchup. Both men have the tools to change the fight in an instant. He respects Canelo's dominance at higher weight classes, but warns that Crawford's adaptability and hunger to meet new challenges make this fight tough to call. For Khan, it's not just another boxing match. It's a showdown between two elite fighters, each capable of creating a game-changing moment.
He did that to Canelo after, so to your point, can Crawford do the same? Coming up from 54 and 47, can he, or will that, throw off the catch and shoot? I was going to catch and shoot.
Make me think. We're not catching and shooting.
We're catching and resetting and getting out of this range for a minute or two.
My fight with Arrow, I came back to the corner. I had a look on my face, I guess. And my dad said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." Like, classic Sean, nothing. He said, "Sean, tell me what's wrong." I said, my legs are kind of tight. He said, "Your legs kind of tight." He looked behind him. He would always do this and look back at the other corner. I don't know why. He looked back at them.
It's a habit, probably.
He said, "All right, we're not gonna use our legs so much this round." And I was thinking to myself, like, I need these legs.
I'm not trying to wear these shots.
Yeah. So to your point, when there's a feeling,
when the nervous system goes out,
where does that adjustment take place? Do you trust the adjustment? Do you implement it? So that next round I did settle down a little more. I was
lost the round.
Whatever. Hell up.
I don't even know what round it is. Chill out.
You don't even know what round it is. Pour this water on you. So we got some time until this fight. So we ain't gotta pour it all out at one time. We'll work our way up to this one.
Try to get on big guests to lead up to the fight.
Expect some more very, very big guests, and expect some very, very big things from the Puerto Rico podcast. The week of Crawford versus Canelo versus Crawford takes place here. What is that? September 6th?
13th. I was just gonna say, I've been critical of the fight because I felt like it serves as a foreground to the Ali Act stuff. And
analysts have raised concerns about Terence Crawford's age and how it might affect him if he faces Canelo Alvarez. By the time this fight happens, Crawford will likely be 38, an age where speed, reflexes, and recovery naturally begin to slow down, although he recently moved up to 154 pounds and defeated Israel Madrimov. Many experts remain unconvinced that one fight at the higher weight is enough to prepare him for someone as proven in bigger divisions as Canelo. They agree that Crawford's skills are still top level, but question whether his body can keep up the same way it once did. For that reason, they see this matchup as the toughest challenge of his career, one that will test him not only technically, but also physically and mentally.
Being successful, September 13th, Las Vegas, Nevada, Allegiant Stadium, when he takes on another first ballot Hall of Famer, 4-division world champion, 2-time undisputed world champion, and reigning undisputed super middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is 63 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. Terence Crawford had one fight at 154. That was against Israel Madrimov, the WBA junior middleweight world champion, right? And since then, Terence Crawford has moved up now to 168 to challenge Canelo Alvarez, okay? And So prior to that, he spent 5 years at what? Welterweight. So the concern that people have for Terence Crawford, rightfully so, is that Terence Crawford will be 38 years of age 2 weeks after the fight. So he's 37. Okay. Terence Crawford has one fight at 154. Prior to that, Terence Crawford has been competing, okay, since 2018 for the last 7 years at 147. Since June of 2018, he's been fighting at 147. His only fight outside of that division in the last 5 to 6 years was his fight against Israel Majamov at 154, which he won, unanimous decision. I thought he handily won, but people thought that he struggled. Israel Majamov is now 10 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 7 wins by way of knockout because he lost his last fight to Mexican superstar, WBC junior middleweight interim champion Virgil Ortiz Jr.
Terence Crawford and his camp have been vocal about their preparation for a possible fight with Canelo. They've studied Jermall Charlo's loss to Canelo closely and made it clear Crawford is not Charlo. His style, discipline, and fight IQ, they argue, set him apart. Their game plan is built on movement, accuracy, and smart pacing rather than relying on pure power. The goal is to frustrate Canelo with strong defense and then strike back with well-timed counters. Training has been intense, with tough conditioning drills and sparring partners chosen specifically to replicate Canelo's strength and pressure.
Team Crawford just revealed that they're currently working on making sure that the Omaha native doesn't end up like Jermall Charlo this coming September 13th when he faces Canelo Alvarez. Now this report comes from Boxing Scene, wherein it was just revealed by somebody from Crawford's camp that Terence Crawford is, quote, wary of repeating the mistake that former 154-pound champion Jermall Charlo made to a new weight limit without consideration of other factors. Boxing Scene further elaborated by saying that Crawford wants to retain his ability to fight with fluidity, maximizing the effectiveness of his power punches from both hands and ability to fight from a southpaw stance. With that said, Crawford's camp is now on full lockdown from the media or any sort of distraction up until fight week. Now, it's definitely worth considering that while it's
experts have pointed out the risks that come with moving up in weight. As boxers get heavier, they often lose some of the speed and agility that made them dangerous in lower divisions. Recently, photos of Terence Crawford looking noticeably bulkier have sparked debate. Analysts caution, though, that images can be misleading. Angles and lighting can exaggerate changes. Still, the real question remains. At his age and with the extra weight, can Crawford keep the quickness that has always been his biggest weapon? Gaining muscle may boost power, but it can also reduce stamina and flexibility, which could play a big role against a fighter like Canelo.
Because the man is simply human. I mean, the more you age and the more weight you gain, of course you're going to be slower. Now, that doesn't mean that he won't be an elite fighter anymore. No, of course not. When you talk about special fighters like Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, they can handle themselves against anyone on any given night in the worst circumstances possible. That is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get back into the discussion when it comes to Terence Crawford carrying the 168 division, when it comes to the 168 pound weight. So if you actually think about it, Terence Crawford, how is the man looking right now? I know, yes. I know that we have seen the new pictures of Bud Crawford with him looking absolutely massive, but I actually talked about this in one of my previous videos, ladies and gentlemen, which you can go back and check out. Terence Crawford, don't let these pictures fool you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let these pictures fool you. Yes, of course Terence Crawford gained weight, but the pictures make it seem like Terence Crawford looks like a heavyweight. Let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. The lighting and the pump and the angle, everything plays a part in how you look in pictures. You know what I mean? Like, this is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. I can show you 2 pictures of me taken within 24 hours, and in one picture, my physique looks completely different than the other picture. One picture I can take after having a unbelievable workout, with a nice sweat on, with a nice pump, with some nice lighting, and a nice angle, I would look completely different than when I look right now or getting out of bed, which I just did.